It's another stormy evening that is taking shape across central and eastern Kentucky. I'm tracking the severe weather threat coming up.
State police are searching for two men who walked away from a Lexington prison.
We're learning new details about the murder suspect in Lexington's latest homicide case.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Good afternoon, Sam, Dick, and Amber Philpott reporting. Here we go again. You'll need to really keep an eye on the sky again today.
We could see more strong, possibly severe storms again this afternoon and later on tonight. Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking the severe weather potential on this First Alert Defender. How about it, Chris?
Yeah, the next round is right on top of the Bluegrass Parkway corridor and points to the south now, and it is aimed right toward the central Kentucky area and the Lexington Metro coming up over the next couple of hours. Live First Alert Defender up close and personal now with the greatest concentration of lightning stretching from around Mercer County back toward the southwest into Campbellsville. The new severe thunderstorm warning is out until 4:50 this evening. That is for Mercer and Washington counties. That's a storm that's going to continue to drift its way toward the northeast, roughly around 30 miles an hour. Defender as of now tracking a little hint of some circulation within that storm in the northern parts of Washington County. It's something we'll keep an eye on. Folks around Willisburg and the north side of Mercer County will have to keep a very close eye on that. The overall track again to the northeast at around 30 miles per hour. That'll put it into downtown Harrodsburg coming up here in about a half hour and change or so. Then eventually on to the northeast, maybe getting into northern parts of the Garrett County area and southern sections of Woodford County. Across the Lexington Metro, everything is okay now. Though temperatures are approaching 80 degrees, we have high humidity. It's not going to take much to get a few more storms to crank up, and then that round begins to make its way on into town over the next few hours. Nothing into southeastern Kentucky, although you had baseball-sized hail into parts of Morgan and Johnson counties a little earlier in the day. Look at Defender now lighting up with these waves of showers and thunderstorms to our west. That continues all the way back into parts of Indiana and Illinois, and you're going to see this continue to light up as we go through the next several hours. So it is going to be this particular corridor that not only will have the greatest severe weather risk, but guys, we'll also have to keep an eye on the potential for flash flooding again as we go through the evening. We'll keep an eye on Defender and let you know if we get any more warnings.
All right, Chris, thank you. The National Weather Service confirms 2 tornadoes touched down in Madison County last night. The first tornado touched down about 5 miles south of Richmond. It was an EF0 with winds about 85 miles an hour. A few homes in the Rainbow Ridge area were damaged. A second tornado from the same storm hit a little bit later, just 4 miles away. It was an EF1 with winds about 95 miles an hour. We were with the National Weather Service when they surveyed that damage. You'll hear from them coming up on WKYT News at 5. Police are looking for 2 inmates who escaped from a Lexington prison.
Administrators at Blackburn Correctional Complex say that Kelly Conway and James Dennis were reported missing at 9:30 last night. Victor Puente is tracking the search in this Crime Tracker report.
State police are searching for both men. One is from here in Kentucky. The other is from Iowa. According to police, prison workers noticed the 2 men were missing during a head count at 9:30 Tuesday night. 46-year-old Kelly Conway is from Des Moines, Iowa, and has been in prison for a year. 36-year-old James Dennis is from Henderson, Kentucky. He's been in prison 4 years. Kentucky State Police say they have no information on where the 2 may be or where they may be headed. Blackburn Correctional Complex is a minimum security facility. People living next to it say they worry about where the prisoners who walk away from it may go.
You know, when you hear sirens, you have children and living in an area where there is inmates behind your house, it is a little scary knowing that they could do something to your children or your family. It does bother you.
Kelly Conway was serving a 10-year sentence for second-degree robbery. James Dennis was here on multiple 5-year sentences for flagrant non-support, manufacturing methamphetamine, and several other drug-related charges. In Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Kelly Conway would have been eligible for parole in January of 2018. James Dennis would have been eligible in November of this year. We're learning more about the case against a Lexington murder suspect.
21-year-old Dustin Yost of Winchester, who's accused of killing 20-year-old Vondre Smithers, faced a judge for the second time today. Police say Smithers' body was dumped onto Belafonte Drive last month. WKYT's Mark Barber is outside the Fayette County Court Complex with the details.
Dustin Yost was arraigned on a murder charge this afternoon. The 21-year-old also faced a judge this morning for a preliminary hearing on a tampering with physical evidence charge. During that hearing, he flashed a thumbs up sign to his family while they waited in the courtroom. Yost is accused of shooting and killing 20-year-old Vondre Smithers. The man was found lying on Belafonte Drive in Lexington with a gunshot wound to the head on March 17th. According to an arrest citation, investigators discovered that Smithers was shot in a vehicle that belonged to Yost. The citation doesn't specify where Smithers was shot. However, we have learned from court records that it happened at a gas station in Fayette County. Yost was arrested in Bourbon County last week and was charged with tampering with physical evidence. According to court documents, when police interviewed Yost, he blamed the murder on someone else. The arrest citation goes on to say that Yost told police that he was in the vehicle when Smithers was shot and then he drove off while the gun and other evidence was still in the vehicle. We've learned from court records that Yost stopped in Fayette County to clean the vehicle. He admitted to investigators that he threw away the clothes he was wearing during the shooting, according to court documents. The arrest warrant states that when Yost drove out of Fayette County, he got rid of the gun and other evidence in a rural area. I spoke to the 21-year-old's family after his court appearances today, but they tell me they do not want to comment about the case. In Lexington, Mark Barber, WKYT.
At this time, police are not saying why they upgraded the charges against Yost yesterday to include murder. They are saying they do have surveillance video of him getting rid of evidence.
Senator Rand Paul is spending his first full day as a presidential candidate meeting with New Hampshire voters. The Kentucky Republican and Tea Party favorite kicked off his campaign yesterday in Louisville. The senator says he wants a constitutional amendment to force Congress to balance the budget, and he wants term limits for members of Congress. New Hampshire is the first state to hold a presidential primary next year. Just a day after announcing his 2016 presidential bid, and Senator Paul is already making history. He's allowing supporters to donate to his campaign using Bitcoin, a virtual currency. Senator Paul is the first candidate for president to accept digital funds. His campaign will have to convert any Bitcoins back to dollars before they will be able to use them.
It is a way to show support for the family of a fallen police officer. Nicholasville police officer Burke Rhodes died in a car crash while on duty last month, leaving behind a wife and 3 children. WKYT's Rebecca Smith shows us what's being done in Jessamine County to make sure that Rhodes' family isn't forgotten after his death.
Here in Nicholasville, folks have been especially hit hard by Officer Rhodes' passing. They say this fundraiser set for tomorrow night is a major way that they can try and give back. They pretty much expect all of Nicholasville's police department to be in attendance.
Officer Burke Rhodes was just 35 years old and died on his way to a training in Richmond. His cruiser was involved in a 3-vehicle crash on US 27 near the Garrett-Jessamine County line. It's the thought of his sacrifice for the community as a police officer that prompted Christy Gooch to organize a fundraiser for the wife and 3 kids he left behind.
He served the community. He protected those of us who live and work here every day, and we felt like it was the only way that we could help his family in order to have a benefit, raise money for them, and support him and his family like he did the community.
A Brewer's restaurant is located on South Main Street in Nicholasville. If you're having problems finding it, you can look for this large sign. It'll explain that the fundraiser is set for 5 until 8 p.m. tomorrow night. That is Thursday evening. Reporting in Jessamine County, Rebecca Smith, WKYT.
Rebecca, thank you. Last month, a fundraiser at Mama's Last Chance Saloon in Nicholasville raised thousands of dollars for Rhodes' family.
Strong and severe thunderstorms continue across parts of central Kentucky as of now. We'll run down the latest warnings and walk you through the next couple of days as the rounds of storms continue to rumble across Kentucky.